What's up, guys? Oh my god, it is the final episode of season 1, okay, of the chat with K and J. I'm your girl J.
And I'm Kay. On the chat, we discuss fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and anything in between.
So sit back, guys, because it's the final episode of season 1. So sit back and relax and enjoy this amazing episode because you're gonna love this one.
What are we talking about today?
We are talking about the Jamaican patois.
Okay.
Okay,
All
we
right.
have to end with a bang, you know.
Yeah, because we had one episode about Jamaica, growing up in Jamaica. And now I know it's a big thing, the patois,
Yes.
as Jamaicans, as we living in America and around the world.
Yeah.
People are fascinated by our dialect and the whole patois thing.
Yeah.
So we decided to, chat about it
Yeah.
today and, see if we can touch on some things,
Yeah.
teach some things and just enjoy it and have a good
Enjoy this
time.
episode. Yeah. So some people know it as patois, some people know it as the Jamaican Creole.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day a guy asked me, is it the same as Haitian Creole? I'm like, no. Creole is a broken down of any language.
Right.
So it's the Jamaican Creole. It's a mixture of a few languages that made our Jamaican patois. So let me just give you a quick rundown on where the patois comes from.
Okay,
Because,
all right.
It's
All right.
it's even though it's a Jamaican thing, there's other countries that sound very similar to us because they come from Africa, part
Right.
of Africa. So the Jamaican patois is called the Jamaican Creole, right? By linguists. That's the linguist term for the Jamaican patois. It is influenced by a West African language spoken primarily in Jamaica and Jamaican diaspora. A majority of the non-English words in patois come from the West African language, the Akan language.
Right.
It is spoken by a majority of Jamaica as their native language. So our dialect comes from West Africa. Right? So it's, knowing our history as Jamaicans, obviously, with the slave trade and whatever, that's how we got to Jamaica. And, the mixture of the different languages combined together, and that made our big, nice, clean, good up language, okay?
Yeah. So, but for me, what I always, explain to people when people ask about patois and what it is, I always say it's broken English.
Yeah.
Because, originally we speak British English, and
Yeah.
then, as you mentioned, you explained it comes from West Africa, and as West African slaves
Yes.
on the plantation, we had to find a way to communicate with each other so that the slave masters or those who are in charge couldn't understand, and that's where the from West Africa and the English, we kind of
Yeah.
change it up,
Yes.
broke it up a little bit,
Yes.
add some, pull some, and,
Yes.
and come up with the patois. But it's amazing because yes, and I'm sure every Jamaican love and enjoyed, even though growing up, our parents, and that's a funny thing that a lot of people wouldn't know, that growing up, especially if you grew up in a home where you're taught to speak proper or speak properly, patois isn't pushed or encouraged. Your parents don't want to hear you talking.
Because you see, the thing is, back home, I'm not talking about Jamaicans here. Back home, Jamaicans back home don't really know the value of the patois back home. Because we always, in school we speak proper English. Because even when I was working at the bank, people like, oh, you speak very good English. I'm like, sir, ma'am, our main language is
It's
English.
English,
So
right.
we are taught we are taught
Taught to speak properly, speak proper
to speak
English.
proper English.
English.
May I try to in the pattern anyway? And we speak proper English in school. When we're in our business, any professional setting,
Yeah.
we are speaking proper English. When we're around our friends, and even Jamaicans, like for example, you have people that live uptown and downtown,
Yeah.
especially Kingston and even in Montego Bay. People uptown, honestly, they do speak a little bit proper.
Yeah, because uptown,
Yes,
you know,
uptown, right?
it's like you're better than the
They are-
others.
yes. That was the
and
thing.
education, because a lot of those stuff has to do with it.
Yes.
Where in which, so like communities or people that will speak like raw patois, straight patois, it's based on education, because
Yeah.
if they don't have great education or no education at all,
Yeah.
you're going to speak what you hear, and that's what they know. So basically, when you're born here in patois, unless your parents say speak properly and they teach you to speak properly.
Properly, yeah.
And then when you go to school now, English is taught and you're taught to speak properly. But there are people, children, communities that don't have access to good education or
Yes.
education where that's just all they know. But I think the interesting thing about it is, as we touch about growing up, it wasn't something that was encouraged, or it was hated on by parents. But as we move forward to like this generation now, where Jamaican culture is now an export to the world,
Yeah.
it is now embraced
Yes.
more by Jamaicans back home, because now when you go to other countries, people love it and enjoy it. And now we feel as if, okay, this is, so to speak, a superpower,
Yes.
or a talent that we have to speak patois. So now it is more embraced
Yeah.
and encouraged. And people even like online now, where you have like a lot of Jamaican skits and people using patois, it's
even
embraced a
taught
lot
in
more.
school, like a college here. I think there's a course in the Jamaican patois. But the thing is, I feel like people back home, they don't really have like that value. You see how when we're here, people abroad, like especially here in America, and when I go to Canada, I've never been to England or whatever, but when I go to Canada and people here, when you go into a store and you start chippy patois, it's like that proud, that pride.
Yeah.
You just have that, yeah, Jamaican. Wagwan, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
what,
that pride that come with being Jamaican, speaking that language. And once people know say yeah, Jamaican is that they know English, and this is why it bothers me when people just come here 5 minutes after they played
And then
and
what?
what's good, what's good,
Yeah,
what's good?
because
No,
I
chippy
mean,
patois.
yeah, but it's like, how would I put it? It's like when they say when you're in Rome, you do as the
I
Romans
don't
do.
think yes, but
No. I feel like that's kind of the approach they take. And
Yeah.
you remember growing up in Jamaica as a smaller country,
Yeah.
a third world country, America is always looked at as paradise, so to speak, to us, because Americans look at Jamaica as paradise as it
Yeah.
relates to beaches,
Yeah.
food, shopping. But
but like this is the land of milk and honey.
no, not this. Jamaica is a
No,
land
no,
of
no,
milk and
no.
honey.
Like back home when we're there, so this opportunity
So
there.
so 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 because now they get to America, and a part of it has to do with, okay, then I'm gonna put on this so I can show off on people back
Back
home.
home.
So all of it is not really to say, okay, then I'm in America,
Yeah.
I want to speak American or have the American accent.
Yeah.
Is getting the American accent so that when somebody from back home call me,
Like what's good? What's up?
you put on the American accent. Now you feel better
Yeah.
than them, and them look up to you.
Yeah.
But I feel like now that was what it was, growing
Yeah.
up. But I feel like now in this generation it has changed, where now people are reversing and embracing
The
the
patois.
the patois more.
And this is why I feel like Louise Bennett culture. Louise Bennett needs to be put up on a pedestal somewhere in Jamaica. She needs to depend on the money.
Yeah.
She need listen. Louise Bennett need to be. There needs to be a course about Louise Bennett in every school in Jamaica. Honestly,
But it depends on who's in charge now, because if you have, who would I put it? I wouldn't say millennials, but like Gen Z and these, newer generation, they don't because if you probably ask like a 15-year-old
they
or
won't know
an
Louise
18-year-old,
Bennett. But that's my
they
point,
won't.
though, Nia, that them need.
We
Don't
need
make
older
Louise,
people to
don't
push
make
it.
Louise Bennett just die out. Because that woman pushed Patois, she pushed Jamaica, she pushed
A lot of people,
A lot
Louise
of people,
Bennett, Oliver Samuels,
I love him, but
Claffy,
Oliver
all of those.
alive.
He's alive,
but
yeah.
Louise Bennett, she was like Mother Jamaica to me. Like that woman, a ring
As
in
a
time again.
about Oliver, I was watching this video on his Instagram page,
Yeah.
and I think he was talking about people because I think he have a new production out, and he
Yeah.
was talking about
Yeah.
people not supporting him. He's doing it to push.
Preserve the culture.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I'm like, it's like a battle, because it would take the older people like us
Us, yeah.
and older who grew up knowing, but these younger who are after us, they don't know nothing
But that's a scary thing,
about Oliver.
Neo.
So I feel like him being on, being on social media, it's younger people. So him trying to preserve himself, the
Yeah.
culture, and push it. These younger people will look at him like, I don't know you,
Oliver
I don't
said,
know
well,
who you're
reach out to
talking
me.
about.
I will gladly join a production, and me and you and everybody else who want join a production will gladly bring back, preserve
But it's always crazy
stuff.
because,
But this is a scary thing, Neo. That's scary because these newer kids, these Gen Zs, if you leave it up to them, Patois no talk. It's like we're them so influenced by American culture, which nothing is wrong with that. We live,
right,
we live
right, right.
America, and nothing is wrong with the American culture. But listen, it's when Chinese live here, them nah change their language. Indian nobody. Why we so enough?
Because it comes back to the point where we want to fit in, and especially the fact that we grow up
I
in a
understand.
country
Yeah.
where we just feel like what we have wasn't good or good enough, and America was. Because if you really look at it, cartoons, food, movies,
It's
all of
all
those stuff
American.
that we
Yeah.
grew up watch is American
Yeah.
stuff, and it's the same thing. Growing up, grapes is fancy, grapes is
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
It's cheap here,
Strawberries. American
but
apple.
right, and nobody wanted to eat. So they look at those stuff superior.
Yeah.
So it's like now where more is getting into Jamaica. And then if you're Jamaicans that live here and have kids here, then go born speaking American.
Yes.
So
But no,
it's
nothing wrong with
really
that, Nothing wrong with
it's
that.
really
But we
for
need to
us,
preserve the
right? So
patois.
it's really for us to
Yes.
push, and even those back home try to, because that's where it is, that's the root,
Yeah.
that's where it is. So it's really for them to try to push it more, preserve it, keep it. Don't let it. I mean, if it fades out here and across the world, okay, then we can't really cry too much. But we can't let it fade
Back
out at
home.
home. Because if it fade out at home, it done.
Yeah, because the thing is, and that's the thing, people love us because of our culture. People love us because of our dialect. People love the Jamaican experience, and the Jamaican experience starts with the people,
Right.
not just going to Jamaica. Because
Right.
you can go anywhere, but you don't get a good experience if you're not amongst the people.
Right.
And this is why I don't like the fact that when people visit Jamaica, and they stay on the hotel, the all-inclusive
It's
resort, they stay
changing
on the
though.
hotel.
It's changing.
I want people to go and support the local people,
It's changing because a lot of people who I know, a lot of
so you
friends
can get that
I
full
know who
experience.
want to travel to Jamaica, they emphasize that, hey, they've even asked me to travel with them
Yeah.
just to show them around,
And
so
get
that
that full
they can be
experience.
connected with the
Yeah.
people, the locals. And now we have like a lot more villas and Airbnbs.
Airbnbs and
So
stuff.
people are now going in town,
Yeah.
in the country,
Yeah.
being around the people,
Yeah.
rather than going straight to the girls, straight to Ochi, straight to
Yes.
Mobe, straight to the
Because
resort.
I'll tell you, Neo, going to Jamaica is one thing, right? Staying in the hotel is another thing. But you see, when you go in a town and you hear the big, even the bad words so nice, even the
my God.
big, dirty, stinking bad words so nice.
People hear it and
Okay.
they don't even know what they hear,
Right?
but it's so
But
good
it
to
just
them.
sound like, yes.
It hit
me
different.
There.
It hit
And when they
different.
hear, when them are rush, I say, come out here. Me
Yeah.
gladly come out here.
That's always refreshing for me.
You know?
Going back to Jamaica, I always look forward to that.
Yeah.
To just hear in the part of, because you live here in America, you hear a lot of
Yeah.
American accent or other languages, but to really hear Patois, you have to be around Jamaica.
Jamaicans.
But once you step off the plane
Yes.
and you land just straight Patois, and it's authentic, real.
Real authentic. So the other day I was watching Real Housewife of Dubai. And so there is a Jamaican girl, she's one of the cast members. And she wanted to take them to a Jamaican spot in Dubai. And may I tell us that episode made me just feel so proud, you see, because she carried them go learn some Jamaican dance, and she carried them go one Jamaican club. Listen to me, Jamaica do things in Dubai.
Yeah, they're doing things all over the place.
And
Everywhere, every corner you find a Jamaican,
and it just that pride
them shining.
yeah, and you can see she did feel just so proud that everybody just take part in the culture. She have like a dancehall queen type of competition thing,
Right.
and they all dress the part and made it just feel so
Yeah.
proud.
So back to the whole Patois thing. What are, like, for here, living here in America, what are the words you hear the most and the words people get excited about?
So people always, anytime you tell them say you're Jamaican, wagwan, them use the profanity words them
Yeah,
sometimes.
they don't have a clue what them I say.
Then they have a clue what them must say, and then yeah man, like
Yeah.
all them say it. But one thing always bother me all the years with the America. I always hear American people say it, and I just want to know if I'm me. They always say, people at Jamaica will say original Dan Dagan. But people say
Gangagan.
Gang Gagan, Dan Gagan, whatever. But people that say Dan Dada, I've never heard Dan Dada ever in my life at
Me hear it
Jamaica.
all the time at Jamaica.
Dan
Yeah,
Dada? Me
yeah.
never hear Dan Dada ever.
We hear it.
So me always a correct people say no, we don't say that, but I mean
Oh, you
problem.
thought it was Gangagan they're talking, and no,
Yes.
Dandada.
What the
Yeah,
hell is a Dan Dada then?
Dan,
Oh.
the boss.
So what is Gang Gagan?
Gangagan is more, but you know what? I think it originated from Ninja Man. 'Cause Ninja Man
Yeah.
referred to himself as the original
That's what
Gangagan,
I used to think him say
which
the original Dan Gaga. I think
no
Dan.
Gangagan, which I think means like him bad, the boss, kind of the same thing,
Yeah.
but more aggressive.
Okay. Well,
You know,
well, I
kind of him,
guess.
say my real bad man, real bad man.
And then somebody tell me that they say me a real Jamaican. I say shut up, me a real Jamaican. Say me sound like me a try hard to talk patois. Me say what?
Nah, wait, you were talking to a
I
Jamaican?
was talking to no.
Probably that's why, because that's all right. It's good that you mentioned that
Yeah.
because I've gotten over a lot of times that people say my patois sound different. So I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing where they say it's too polished. I'm like, because they're used to, like, the people who just start raw patois.
Yeah.
But as I was talking about in the beginning, like my mom was a teacher. So proper English was instilled.
Say in and out.
So not even in and out, because remember, a lot of things has to do with pronunciation.
Yeah.
How something sound, how it roll off of your tongue, how it come out is based on pronunciation. So if you are taught to pronounce words a particular way, you get used to pronouncing words a particular way. So when you talk patois, it not gonna be brawling
That's true.
or
But
loud. So to some people, if they go and hear the raw patois, or them walk into a Jamaican restaurant for buy food, and you have some people who just talk raw. When they hear you talk, it's like, but it does sound the same. I'm like, yeah, because it's a lot of it has to do with tone. 'Cause even when you speak anything, it has to do with tone, pronunciation, and even how you express it.
and also a lot of just like America, everywhere you go in America, people sound different. Everywhere in Jamaica, patois sounds very different. Trust me, some patois me don't understand.
Like some people can say, we don't say you come from Mobile, based on how you talk. Some people, how Kingston people,
Kingston,
and then the country,
the downtown Kingston, and the uptown Kingston,
and the country, the country people.
like we're from country.
Come from Mobile. Listen, we're not gonna have that conversation again
country.
about the whole Mobile and country thing.
A country.
Mobile city, I go up in the city, town.
Kingston people
That's
have
a
the
Kingston
country.
people business, because them feel like, say,
Everywhere country outside of
Kingston alone a city. Nah, but
Me come from Trinidad, the yam ground. Me proud of my
well,
Trinidad,
you are, but
Wakefield,
you're a country
and
girl. So
Falmouth,
when they talk about
Trinidad,
country, they're talking about you.
Mobile too.
But well, you know what? Teach the people them some word.
So
Teach them some word.
let's get into it. Like what kind of word? Like
All right, so let's play this game. Which side you want? So I'll say the English, you say the Patois.
Okay.
Or you say
No,
the
you
English,
say the English, I say the patois.
or you want the Patois side. So, we're going to have a conversation.
Yes.
Are you going to repeat what I say, or are you going to respond in Patois?
No, so it's not a conversation. So you're gonna say the English word,
And
I'm
I
gonna say the
say,
patois
all
version
right.
of the the standard English word.
Hello,
Wagwan.
how are you? Yeah, translator.
How are you?
You get fired already.
How are you? Same thing. Wagwan.
How you do?
How you do?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
how
so
you
make
do?
me give a Patois version.
Oh, yeah. How you do? Wagwan. Same way, same thing.
Okay. What is your name?
What your name?
Uh, hmm. Do you have any children?
You have no pitney?
Bam, bam.
How much?
Where are you from?
Oh, where you come from? With the attitude too.
The attitude. They're afraid. They're afraid for answer.
That's the one that's funny. So, oh, where you come from?
Yeah. You see, so it goes back to the tone, the pronunciation, and the expression.
Okay.
You know what people always want to hear.
We're in Jamaica.
May I ask where you come from? Where in Jamaica you come from?
Which part of Jamaica you come from?
Or they always say which part of Jamaica you're born?
Which part of Jamaica?
Yeah, because a lot let me stick up in this. A lot of the time when they say come from, people kinda struggle there because
Everybody come from Kingston.
no, let me tell you why. Because say you're born Montego Bay.
But you end up
I'm saying in English. So say you were born in Montego Bay, and then at the age of 4, you moved to St. Elizabeth.
Okay. So
And you lived there until high school, and then high school, you went to live in Kingston.
so you're born in Mobile.
So a lot of times when you say, when in Jamaica you're from, people struggle because you now have 3 parish, and you try to understand, okay then, are they talking where I born, where I grew up, where I spend most of my time, or where I spend the last part?
Me and my born at Falmouth, grew up Falmouth, moved to Wayfield and live. Boom.
So to me, it's easier when I say, I wish part of Jamaica you're born.
Okay. Chilani, yam grung.
And where you're from can mean the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just give them a few little words.
Yeah. Listen, the Jamaican part of the Jamaican dialect is one of the. Listen, there's no other country in the world people want to be like and sound like. Trust me.
Careful, people might.
Listen to me. Oh, they can't come to me in the comments. I don't know what, but me never hear nobody say they want
be Haitian.
Be Haitian, Trini, Bayesian, nobody else.
But people love Trini though.
People love everybody in the Caribbean, but I've never heard people trying to sound like them.
Yeah.
The only 2 countries me hear people always try to sound like a British people and Jamaican people. God no.
So I'm to like Spanish. But that's
No,
a funny.
people always. That's the thing. People infatuated with the British accent.
Right.
And people infatuated with the Jamaican patois.
I love
so
the Spanish.
It's like, me always hear people try to imitate British. Like, how you doing?
Because it's
Jamaican
funny.
people, they always want, be a part of the Jamaican culture. I swear, those are the 2 accents that me see people really try to imitate a lot.
All right. So, which patois word you always hear people say and they get it so wrong?
A lot of them.
Let me start with one that annoys me the most. Annoys me the most. And today, Americans, other people, I love you guys so much, but I'm going to correct you today.
Which word that?
When we say yeah man,
that's what I was going to say.
Zin, they will say yeah man, M-O-N.
Yeah man.
Yeah man. It's not man. It's man. Yeah man. I don't know why they.
Because they're on the shirt, so that's what they say.
M-O-N?
M-O-N. They're on the shirt, when they go to Jamaica, yeah, M-O-N.
So I guess.
So are people at Jamaica?
I've never seen that, but I guess they're trying. I guess when they hear Americans say yeah man, they just say, all right, since on the say it like that, we're going to roll with it. But
yeah,
it's yeah man.
So other day somebody asked me, what do you call side chicks in Jamaica?
Matey.
Matey, and a good sitting. Matey. All right. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if there's other words
Oh,
for matey.
what they call? Name 5 what they call vagina. Jamaica.
5.
Just 5. Enough, but 5.
Pum pum. Punani. Front.
Crutches.
Crutches. Cocoa bread.
Which they did tell me, so they have to change that at some point in
Yeah,
school.
that's a 5. Me give 5.
Okay. What they call penis?
Me forget 5 again?
Yeah.
Oh God, I think you have 5 names.
Body,
All right.
body, hood,
John.
John.
Body, hood, John. Peeny Wally.
Peeny Wally, yes.
That's how they
Peeny
look.
Wally.
But that's subjective though, because Peeny Wally when it's small.
All right, one more. Body, hood, Peeny Wally, John, hood.
Dick.
I mean, that's general.
That's American. That's it.
But listen, this is one thing about Jamaican people, we have name for everything.
Teely.
First of all, Teely. Let me tell us, yes, Teely. Let me tell us something about Jamaican people. When you live in Jamaica, I don't know about people, but when you live in Jamaica, when you're like a boy or girl or whoever growing up, anything happen to you, and you name that. If you bucket to, you're gonna name buck to. If you lick, if you drop, you're gonna name droppy.
Yeah.
If you anything happen
But it's so interesting because Jamaican nickname, they are easy to make.
Easy.
And as you say, it stick and it kind of identify you. Yeah. So a lot of times when you see some people and you hear their name,
yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
what the hell? And then when they give it the backstory, and you look for them,
yeah,
you're like, all right, we get it. Like some people like Mango Head.
If you tell me say they used to call one guy named Akipad. Me say when you call him Akipad, we can not shape like Akipad. A side creature. What you call somebody side creature?
Side creature, man. Well,
you know. God forbid you go get a burn somewhere upon you anyway, your name burn up. That's it. That's it, you're done. Burn up your name for life.
Oh God, Big Eye.
Yeah.
Bulby.
No, a Bulby, then we call Big Eye people. Fraggy. One girl in my class back home, them say she didn't look like one of the Pokemon in called Pikachu.
Yeah, easy. if you come here a particular way,
that's it.
That's a part of it too.
Yeah. I'm telling you, being Jamaican is an experience.
And the crazy thing about it is people get personal and defensive about it because it's twofolded. Because one, yes, they give you the nickname because it relates, but two, sometimes the person who get it feel like they're being bullied.
I got a few names. So back home, because I have a scar on my face, and it was very painful growing up. Not in high school, because me overcome that in high school, But in an early school, I'm telling my names in an early school. Guys, I don't know how I make it through early school. This kid name, I don't want to call his name, but him give me first name. They call me Two-Face, they call me Bun Up, they call me Two-Face Buster Bus.
Backside.
I don't know where that come from.
You should have asked.
I don't know, they call me Predator, they call me every name. And sometimes I sit down and I say, damn, they think me bad. Like if I was really a weak person, would I really kill myself in a school now because
that's what I'm telling you. It is serious because when them give you some nickname, I don't know, little mild, some wicked name where hurt you to the bone, where go straight to your heart.
One girl, they said she used to sleep around a lot. They call her Cocky Ninja. Sorry, guys.
That's what I'm saying. The nicknames make sense. I don't know, random name. It's names that
I'm telling
and
you.
It's dangerous because if in that case when she goes somewhere else and she want to protect her image and don't want nobody know, if you go somewhere else and then call her
a Cocky Ninja that
they call her Cocky Ninja, then people want to know why Cocky Ninja, and then your business gonna come out.
And then there was this kid now growing up. One time in go bush, go use he need one Oh, and he catch a bush and he use one bush wipe him body, but I did one cratchy bush. One bush a scratch,
Crutch bush.
a scratch bush. You know, they end up calling cratchy bush. That's how they nickname forever, cratchy bush.
Oh God.
I'm telling you, we're the best. We're horrible sometimes, but we're the best set of people. Having a Jamaican friend, trust
And I think that's kind of the thing that makes us tough because trust me, when you endure childhood,
Yeah.
endure childhood with
Yeah.
those wicked nicknames,
Nickname.
you have to be strong
Yep.
to make it through because at the end of the day, this is the thing. This is the thing. To survive through it, you have to accept it
And that was a yep. That's
and
a
play along with it
yep.
because that's the thing.
The moment you try to fight it, it get
No,
worse.
oh God, they're
The
going to tease you more.
worse. Yes.
Once you accept it and, just say, all right, cool, me can't get out of this. That's what they're going to call me. And to survive it, I just going to accept it, laugh with them. Then, those same people become your friend and, them they treat you.
Then come and pick me goatee. What? We wicked
Then
enough.
treat you better and, that kind of call make it subside. So the name might go away, but if it stick, it stick. And some people just, after a while, they just embrace it.
Embrace it. You will ask
I saw their
on
name.
Instagram. That's it.
Instagram,
That's it.
same thing. If you watch news and something happen, they call the person by the nickname rather than their real name.
Yeah.
So if your name Goatee,
A goatee.
them call the person Goatee.
That's it. But I'm telling you, to be friends with a Jamaican is to love. I'm telling you, like we
Yeah.
are loving people. We may be tough on it. On one thing with Jamaican people, we can't hate hard. We play hypocrite. We tell you the truth straight up.
Yep.
You have to have tough skin to be friends with a Jamaican. Trust me, we mean well. We're loving people. Okay.
Yep, we are.
And the language, our dialect is top notch. Okay. Patois need to become a language in itself where it is embraced.
Well, we
completely.
see it as a language and
No,
consider
we see it
it
as a language, but back home it's like, oh,
language.
we need to just embrace it. But I love our people. I love Jamaica, and let's just keep the culture alive,
for real.
right?
For real.
So this episode, our last episode for this season, was so good. I loved it.
Yep. Give a little teaching, schooling,
Yeah.
bring them on the little patois thing.
You excited for season 2?
Yep. I mean, season 2 is gonna be bigger and better.
Yep.
I feel like season 1, cause it's our first time doing podcasts, so I feel like season 1 was a little feel out thing.
Yes.
Get used to it because I put it out there now. I don't like being in front of the camera. I've worked my entire life behind the camera. Now being in front, the next insecurity that I will share with the world is that I hate hearing back my voice.
Oh.
So what I'll say is triumphantly, season 1 has gotten me over that insecurity that I've lived it my entire life.
That's good.
So after 36 years,
Yeah.
I remember back in college, studying media, we had to do, recordings, whether it be TV and radio, especially for radio, which is just audio. We had to do projects where we have to, do recording. It was the toughest thing because I'm going to be honest with you. I never play back. The only time I play it back, because, you have to edit. But once it's edited and done, I never listen to them again.
Wow.
Even though I've done a bunch of interviews, and I don't watch them
Well,
because I hate hearing back my voice. And now I've gone over that. I watch these episodes over and over. I go back and watch those interviews that I was so scared. Yeah, because I don't know what it was. It's just like
a lot of people don't like hearing their voice.
and there's
I never
nothing,
liked
and people
hearing
keep telling me,
mine.
no, your voice is amazing. Like for me, I just didn't like hearing it. So season 1 has gotten me over that, and we've touched on a lot of
Topics.
different topics, and we've had great discussions. great time, gotten great feedback. So
I enjoyed
I'll
this.
say that about season 1.
I enjoyed season 1, and we're gonna try to get you some content, guys. I know people have been asking for content and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
we won't be
behind the
going
scenes
away.
and stuff.
It's just that we won't have these long
Yeah,
interview,
yeah.
well, not interview, like show type settings, but we're gonna have over the holidays. We'll have a lot of
Lots
exciting
of
stuff.
yes, and
We'll be out there, we'll be
we'll
outside.
out there, and he's gonna try to get me some stuff, guys, because my palate is lacking. And yeah, I'm excited for season 2, and I really appreciate that you guys stuck it out with us, and I can't wait to give you guys, more content from the chat, and we love the support, we love everything. And next season,
And I know this coming out next week, but
happy
Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So by the time you see this, I'll say I hope you enjoyed
your Thanksgiving.
because now we have to do future and past in one.
So I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't
Hope you
eat
didn't eat too much. If
and
you did, just go to the gym the next day
detox,
or go run.
Yes, and don't forget, guys, to come over to my store downtown Bridgeport, Connecticut. Jason's Cosmetics, 1127 Main Street. Downtown Bridgeport. Follow our social media.
The chat KJ.
The Chat KNJ on Instagram. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. The Chat KNJ. This is all production of Elements Media, guys. So thank you.
And with that said, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas,
Happy New Year.
and a Happy New Year.
See you next year, guys. Bye. Love you. Mwah.
Love you guys.